Okay. Uh, my view on mental health, I would be using a definition based on research that mental health is referred to a person's emotional, psychological, social well-being, and how it affects our individual way of thinking, our feelings, and the way we act. So mental health is the normal way of how we feel. It's a normal thing. How
Okay.
do you respond to situations of life? How do you feel about some particular thing?
Hmm.
How can you take it in some, things that goes on and off? So it's just a normal way of how we feel, how we think, and how we act. And it
Okay.
also it has a wide range that it feels about our emotional stability, which is also the way we feel. Some
Okay.
people, when they have hear a devastating news, their reaction to that is different based on individual. Some individual will be so strong to take things in, and some people would not. They
Hmm.
will break down completely, and their nervous systems and all will shut down. So
Hmm.
that's the way mental health is. Mental health is just the way our brain responds to
Okay.
things, how we can take it in, and how our emotions and all can also grab it. So
Okay.
we respond to so many things based on our differences, based on our individuality. So that's
Hmm.
the mental health in general. And like World Health Organization described it, he said mental health is a state of well-being in
Hmm.
which the individual realizes his or her ability to cope with the normal stress of life, work,
Okay.
productivity, and futility, that be fruitful and make contribution to his or her community.
Okay.
That's how the World Health Organization
Wow.
define mental health to be. Is a state of well-being. So
Okay.
when they say mental health, what's the state of your well-being? How are you?
Hmm.
How
Okay.
are you, Nike? Who are you? So
Hmm.
how are you taking the ups and downs of life, the stress of work? Some people will go through stress and you see it all over written. And some people can go all the way and they'll still be okay. So that's the
Hmm.
state of our
Oh.
well-being, the way we respond to stress, the way we respond to everyday issues of life.
Wow. Thank you so much, Funke. Thank you very much. That was well explanatory. Thank you. So, some people believe that mental health is like whether you like someone is running mental or someone is someone is not acting in the
No,
right, you know,
no,
just
no.
thank God that nowadays we find ourselves talking about mental health. Like 10, 15, 20 years ago, no one would talk about mental health. Everybody have to hide whatever it is you're going through. You have to hide it under your skin, because if you hear mental health, you're like, maybe someone wants to run mental and all that. So thank you very much
No,
for
no.
really breaking.
It's about the way we don't. It's because nowadays people are now getting, they are enlightened.
Hmm.
Because of the resources we have. So we
Hmm.
now hear more of mental health. But the things we refer to as mental health around here in our world is
Yeah.
not really what it means. It's a result of whatever happens to you, your well-being, and the way you respond. Some people will go through heartbreak and they will still be strong. And
Wow.
some people will go back, they will have a psycho part of it. It affects their brain. If there's something that shifted. But mental health in general is the state of well-being.
All
How
right.
are you? That's it
All
for
right.
me.
Thank you very much. You mentioned something that some people go through some issues in life, and they would, they will just gallantly go through it and they will come out fine. But some people, they will find themselves stuck.
Please come again. I can't hear you. The line is breaking.
Okay,
It's not clear.
okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right.
Yes, I can hear you better now.
So he said, you mentioned that some people, they will go through some tough situations and they would come out fantastic. They will come out fine. And some people will go through the same thing and they will come back feeling so hot, feeling terrible. They won't be able to get themselves. So what can we say to that? Is it that, okay, like they don't have a good shock absorber, or they are too emotional, or they are not strong enough?
No. Like I said earlier, it's individual. How there's research I did, and I did some topic on mental health, because it depends on your temperament sometimes. Temperament is one of the key factors that can attribute to the way we react. When you see a choleric, assuming a choleric is good, let's say a choleric loses, depending on the type of choleric. We have different types of choleric, depending on your childhood, your, what mental health depends on your childhood trauma. It depends on the environment. Some choleric grew up in a loving environment. Their response to life is different from a choleric that grew up from a toxic environment.
Okay.
So for me, temperament, I did a research. Temperament, the way we respond temperamentally is different. So that's why you see a person that loses a job and still smiles, and someone will lose a job and the person will think that's the end of his life. Like a pastor that I saw on the news recently that had to jump from a story building just because his girlfriend jilted him. There are so many men that have sponsored several women and they jilted them and they didn't feel that way. He couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. And the view we have, your perspective to life also, your perspective to who you are, also determines all this. So sometimes we respond differently due to our individual differences. And the person taking that in, or maybe it has